Now on Bounce, as parents, we should be aware that our children are being exposed to various elements of the media with and without our permission, and sometimes with and without our knowledge. So tonight on Raising Brilliance, I want to talk to my parents about a teen media literacy conference that's designed to educate and equip our kids with the skills they need to maneuver through this world of instant information. And here with us tonight is Miss Jamika Anderson. She is the founder and executive director of I Am Not the Media Incorporated. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for allowing us to come on.
Yes. Now, first of all, talk to us about I Am Not the Media, because at first glance, it could seem like, hey, they're bashing the media, but that is not the case. Talk to us about that.
That is not the case. I Am Not the Media is just like me, Jamika, saying, I am Jamika. I am not Olympia. I embrace my individuality and uniqueness, and that's the message that we wanted to send and communicate to teens, that it's okay to be an individual, and it's okay to be different from the media standards that are placed in front of us of how we should look, how we should talk, how we should engage and interact. So it's all about building up that concept of individuality is great. So that's what I'm Not the Media is about. Outside of that, it's media literacy education. Our program is about media literacy education, teaching teens how to decode the hidden and unhidden messages in the media. We're doing that through the process of accessing, analyzing, and evaluating media messages with teens. So we have workshops that we do out in the community. We're booked by high schools, boys and girls clubs, any group that has teens, and we're also booked by college campuses. And we actually educate teens through media literacy education to become conscious consumers of the media and critical thinkers. So that's what we do.
All right. Now talk to me about the research that you guys do, because you actually have done the research and you have found out how media actually affects our youth. Tell us about what did you find?
Yes, well, it's very interesting because Healthy People 2020, which is a study that's done with the government, actually in 2015 declared the media as an environmental influence for risky behaviors with teens, for teens to engage in unhealthy behaviors with drugs, smoking, sexual activity, risky behaviors of that matter. So research has shown that teens that are exposed to media for extensive amounts of time, that they're more likely to engage in risky behaviors. But outside of that, we look at media's health, mental health with media. So we're looking at how teens engage with social media, how it's impacting them with internet addiction disorders, social media anxiety disorders.
Right, and you and I were talking about the internet addiction, and I was like, internet addiction?
Exactly.
Do I have that? Because once I get on Facebook, I start scrolling through and I can't stop.
60 times a day. Are you accessing your internet, your phone, 60 times a day?
I don't know.
You're up there. You're addicted.
Yes.
That's what the study shows. So, yes, very common addiction. Even when you look at the brain scans of those that have internet addiction disorders, it's pretty much congruent with the brain scans of those that have severe drug addictions. So there is a lot of research out there that actually shows how the media is impacting youth, teens, and even adults. So, yes.
All right, so really quickly, give us some tips or, you know, some things that parents can do to help their child navigate the media.
Okay, definitely. So the first thing, you have to meet your teens where they are.
Right.
Okay? So if your teen is listening to Young Thug.
Yes.
Young Thug it is, you know, because you want to be aware of what they're exposing themselves to, what they're engaging with, what they're digesting. So you actually have to meet them where they're at, because you have to do that to go to the next step. The next step would be to actually engage in a conversation, actually probe those questions. Why do you like this song? You know, who wrote this song? Who is the target population of this song? Or even when you're looking at TV shows, reality TV shows, why do you think they chose to engage in that behavior? Is that healthy behavior? After that, you want to help them identify with the media. Find out where they see their identity in relation to the media, because those messages are communicating to us on an individual level, and it also is communicating and impacting us on a cultural level.
Right.
So you want to dig deep and ask those questions that engage in conscious thinking, critical thinking with your teens. And then lastly, you want to not be judgmental.
No, we can't be judgmental.
You cannot be judgmental.
Why?
You have to be open-minded.
Okay.
Because the goal is teens are going to engage in media, whether you're there or not. And you have to understand that as a parent. So you want to teach them to be critical decision makers. You want to teach them what to think. Not what to think, but how to think. So don't tell them this is wrong, this is right. That's gonna push them away.
Okay.
So you want to encourage them to to have that autonomy and to empower them to actually be able to dissect and be critical thinkers on their own. So just engage in that conversation and don't be judgmental.
Right, and they can learn all of this at the Pump Up the Volume Teen Media Literacy Conference. That's going to be taking place July the 29th through the 31st on the campus of UNC Charlotte. And of course, registration has just begun for this event.
Registration just opened, so we want to encourage parents to register their teens and for teens to get excited and register themselves as well.
All right, and for more information and also to register your child, you can go to tmlconference.com. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
All right, and also for more on Raising Brilliance, please make sure you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Olympia D Show, and email me your Raising Brilliance ideas or questions at olympiadshow@gmail.com. We'll be right back.